Hi, this is Paris Clough from Prepper Talk Radio. Wanted to share with you what I put in my car kit, some of the things that I have in my trunk, so that if ever anything happens to me while I'm out driving, I have a few items for emergencies that I can rely upon, call upon, use to be able to help get me through it. So I want to share with you a couple things that I put into my car kit. So one of the first things that I have is a hands-free light. You want to be able to be hands-free in case you're changing a tire, you're working on the engine, whatever you're doing, you want to be able to have hands-free, but you also want to be able to see what you're doing. So having a hands-free light to me is critical. I carry a flashlight as well, but having a hands-free headlamp is going to be important for you to keep in your car as well. So another thing that I keep in case I get stranded in the rain is a poncho. I have a poncho in here for being stranded in the rain. If I need to get out, change a tire in the rain, I want to be able to be from the elements, and having a poncho is one of the most critical things to do for that. Another thing that I have on my list here is this is one of those safety vests that you can wear and you can put on. And in fact, I'll just put it on right now real quick while I'm thinking about it. I always have my everyday carry knife on hand ready to go, but this is a vest that I will have in case anything happens. Last thing you want to be able to or have happen is that you're changing your tire or you're out walking around your car on a freeway and somebody doesn't see you, and so you want to have this kind of a vest on as you're out and about, especially in emergency situations. Another thing that I like to have that gives me another layer of protection against other drivers out there is these are called one tack. You can buy all kinds of dips that are available, but this is literally a light you can have. It's magnetic. It has a hook on there, and these turn on and they do all kinds of flashing, and they can just be warnings for you that you can place in the road, you can put on your car, and there's several different modes as you can see here, and that gives you that extra level of protection and safety and you want to be able to let other cars see you. If your battery's dead and you can't get your emergency lights on for some reason, those are extra emergency lights that are great. Another thing that I like to carry are emergency roadside flares. This is a 3-pack. I'm going to have links in the description below for all of these things. I just bought a lot of these things on Amazon myself, so I have the links fresh and I know they're available and they're there. So this is a flare. There's 3 of them in here that you can put along your car. Again, I think one of the biggest problems if you get on the side of the road, if you get a flat tire or your car breaks down, is to just be safe from other cars seeing you. You need to have those other cars be able to see you so they don't hit you as well. That's a huge problem. I have here a first aid kit. This is something I keep in my car all the time. This is the Move kit. You can get any kind of first aid kit. I don't think the company that made this one in particular is no longer in business, unfortunately, so you can't get this exact one, but you need to have a first aid kit in your car. One of the things that I also like to have in my car is a tarp in case anything. This again is another layer of protection against the weather, is to have a tarp in your car to keep yourself from having. You can put it over if you need to work on your hood in the rain. You can put it over the hood as you're working. You can put it over you. There's lots of uses for a tarp for your safety. And that's in addition to the poncho. Another thing that I have in here is a wool blanket. This is carry at least one wool blanket and get a big as one as possible. That way you have as many people that you can keep warm as you need to. The reason why I keep a wool blanket is because it keeps its warmth even when it's wet. The other thing is that in recent news we've seen that people in the Northeast were stranded in snowstorms and they died of exposure to the extreme cold. Well, if they would have had an extra blanket in their car, they might have been able to access it. And a lot of people don't know this, but there's a way. You might say, well, Paris, it's in your trunk. What if you can't get out of the car? Well, you can unhooks and folds forward, and you can get in to most cars. So learn how to do that. Learn how to get access to your trunk from both the outside and the inside, so that way you can keep these things inside your trunk. Another thing that I carry and keep is a gallon of water. A gallon of water if I'm stuck or stranded. The last thing you want to do is be stranded for hours on end and then you have no water. Water is critical. You want to be able to have water and that you can ration. Another thing that is critically are these are power bars, energy bars, call them food rations. You can buy these. Again, I'll put a description and a link below for these because I just bought these off Amazon myself, but these are great to have. You want to be able to have some sustenance if you're going to be stranded for a day or two. One of these bars could probably give you enough energy to go a day. 2 bars for sure a day, maybe even longer if you needed to, but I'm telling you, you want to have something to keep yourself safe and food and sustenance and nutrition. If you get stranded in the snow, I keep snow chains for my car. Snow chains are particular to the size of the wheel that you're driving, so make sure that you have chains that are specific to the size of the tire that's on your car. So I have a different size of chains on my SUV than I do have on my sedan. So make sure that you have have the proper chains for that if you're in an area that snows or can snow. I just keep all this stuff in my kit. This is not, again, an exhaustive list, but these are some of the things that I've started to put into my car kit, so that I can keep my family safe. One of everything that I've shared with you is in my sedan, it's in my SUV, and I also have given it to my daughter to put in her car, and I've counseled my son, who's on his own now, to put some of the same stuff in his car, so that anytime any emergency happens when you're in your car, and frankly, you might see somebody else having an emergency, you pull over to help them, and what do they need? They need water, they need some food, you've got bars, they maybe need some warmth, so you've got a blanket for them. You have the ability to not only help yourself, but you can help others with these types of items in your trunk, as long as you carry them and keep them with you. So get your car kit, click the links in the description below, get some things to put in your car to keep you and your family safe, and maybe even save the lives of others that are on the road, or that they may have been stranded on the road that you drive by or come across. I hope you got a lot out of this video. I hope this helps you put together a few ideas of what you can put in your car kit so that you can be safe and prepared and be ready-minded while you're driving. Again, this is Paris Clough with Prepper Talk Radio. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.